Hey guys, it's Tape the Grape here, and right now I'm at, I believe the park is called, Macktown Forest Preserve, but where we're at, this is an old settlement, and it's still got a couple of the buildings still there, from 1835 to 1855. So it looks like now, Macktown Forest Preserve. Oh, and look at that beauty over there. That's nice. But anyway, but where you can see that eye in the center of the screen, that's where I'm at. And you go up that dirt road, and there's some stuff over here. So let's go check it out. Now before we go check that out, you'll notice that it's an entire new day. It's not the same day. In fact, it snowed last night. It's the next day. And the reason being is the video that I had yesterday, it all, not really corrupted, but there was no sound. And I just came back here the next day. And of course it snowed, which is surprising because in my area, which is about 15 miles from here, 14, whatever, give or take, it didn't snow, or at least it didn't stick. But anyway, so first off, I just got to mention, to go back to this old one. So if you notice this, Whitman's Trading Post, we'll see this, and there used to be a bridge, but down here, there used to be a cemetery. That's all gone. In that same spot I told you about, that trading post, it's right there. Cemetery's gone, and they basically got rid of it for the golf course, which that's not cool, but whatever. Now we'll go see it. Now a little bit of information on this place as I'm walking and talking, I should say. Apparently there's only 2 original buildings. There's where I'm parked, as you could already have seen. But yeah, apparently there is only 2 original buildings, and you may think, what am I trying to say? You know what, forget what I was trying to say, because I don't even know what I was trying to say. This here's the visitor center, something along those lines, is what the place kind of looks like. It's actually supposed to be tilted that way, but oh well. Let's go look. Again, Macktown. This is the first Pecatonica settlement, 1834 to 1850. It said something different on the sign back there, but I think it was 1854 instead of 1850. I'm not sure. Here's a nice medicine garden. I don't know how original this garden is. Maybe it's old just like the rest. Or the other one, I should say. But you'll see that later in this video. On from that, we go down here, down this original dirt road. Of course, over the years, the dirt's got tilled and turned around and changed and what have you. But it's still in an original spot. So let's go check it out. There's a nice little, I don't know what you'd call it, a teepee with little sticks. Pretty neat. If you want to pause it and read this, it's really awesome, honestly. And here is Whitman Store Trading Post. Of course, if you want to read all this in detail, you'll just have to come here. It's just west of Rockton, Illinois, Northern Illinois. Again, there's the sign on this, Whitman's Trading Post. Now, apparently, from me reading on this, originally was all wooden. Later in history, they added all the stone and whatnot. But this was built in stone in 1846. But I don't know. Let's go read it actually so I get some factual information. Well, apparently I'm thinking of another building, because apparently this one was built of limestone when it was first built, 1841, or no. Okay, so he moved to Pecatonica in 41, built it in 44 or 46. I'm not sure. Maybe it was built in 44, then turned to stone in 46. Don't know. Either way, let's take a look at it. I'm taking too much time on that because I don't know facts, I mean to say. And also, a fun fact, these little weird S's and stuff, those were not a part of the original structure. Those were added later on. Those were added later on for structure, I guess, to help it because it was falling apart. I'm not sure exactly. But of course, it's really old. Look at this old staircase over here. And it says Whitman's Tavern up there. It said something about tavern over there. So it used to be a tavern at one point as well. And there's this little barn. Let's go check it out. And before we go check that out, actually, as I said when we looked at the signs, this road, there used to be a bridge crossing the river, but of course that's gone. And if you went this way, obviously you can see trees in the way now. But there used to be a road going that way to a cemetery, which again, it's gone because they added a golf course back there. They must have excavated the bodies and placed them elsewhere, or I'm not sure. But the road ends right there, and it used to not. But here's this barn. Of course, it's not original because on the thing it said there's only 2 original structures. So this was definitely added later, but still neat. Still looks kind of rustic. Let's go on this way. Before I forget, here's actually the back side of the barn, but that road would have continued through them trees and up that way. Through them trees too, and the cemetery would have been over there. And that's the golf course now, like I said. Looks like I'm not the only one here at 8 in the morning, but anyway, I'm out of breath. If it sounded like that in the other parts of the video, that's because I am. Now here, I'm assuming in the brush, as you can see back there, used to be an original house, but that got knocked down. There's some information on it over here. Here's some neat information on it. If you want to pause it, go ahead and read it. The Bates house. That's photos of the people that lived there. They excavated stuff. A couple of things they found here. It's pretty neat. But oh yeah, I want some more down there too. But anyway, that's where it once stood. And let's go on down here. Now, despite the big cemetery back that way being gone, there is still a 3-person cemetery here. And these are quite old. They got headstones and footstones, because the other day when I was here, I thought these were like for babies, but no, they're just footstones. Now, I believe the middle person was the child, this one. They were only 10 or 11 when they passed. And then I'm not sure who that was. It's a unique name, but that's why Hononegah High School is around here. And I believe actually that has something to do with the Native Americans that used to live around these parts. That was their tribe, or I don't know. I'm uneducated when it comes to that. But let's look at this one. Okay, this is the Mack House. That's who them people were that we just saw. That was them, and this is their house. There's a photo in 1933. If you want to read it, of course. And cemetery. Oh, and some things they found. Those are all things when they excavated and whatnot. They found them in the ground and whatnot. Oh yeah, that's cool. Gives you a little, tells you how the house is. Let's get a good look at it from outside. I've always hated the idea of looking, especially at nighttime, inside old houses that are abandoned or just old in general. Because, oh, they got a cellar too. It's pretty neat. Because you never know what you're going to see in the windows. I never, ever look at them, no matter what house. They got some old furniture over here. I'm not going to touch it, but I'm going to look at it, of course. The only thing you should do at a park is leave footprints. Leave footprints and take nothing. I read that somewhere, but that's an old-ass rocking chair, you can tell. Kind of see inside here. Again, no one lives in here that I know of. So it's not like I'm being a creep. But yeah, of course it's kind of refurbished on the inside. Let's walk around this side. It almost looks like just a regular person's backyard. Got an old style outhouse here, but I believe this is just I mean, it's actually able to be used, but it is just meant to look old. It's not actually old, you know. There's the other side of the house. And this, let's go look at this. Oh, first off, let's look at this. This is a heritage garden, pre-1850. So this garden has been here for almost 200 years now. And apparently in the summertime, they still, spring/summertime, they still grow stuff here, which is really neat. And there's all the things that they grow. A lot of cool stuff. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's an old, they even got little pumpkins over there. But let's go check this one out. So this is the Stevens building and Mack store. So what I don't understand is they say there's only 2 original buildings standing, and they said it was that trading post over that way and one of these, but I'm pretty sure both of these are old, so I don't quite understand. I don't understand it quite. Oh, you know what? This, oh, okay, let me scoot back a little. So this was built elsewhere, and it was brought, because it shows this was the original address of this building. 305 Franklin Street, Rockton, Illinois. They must have lifted it up and moved it here. I'm going to scoot back because it's quite, far back. And I think this was used for a school, maybe. I could be wrong. I'll do a walk around of it in a second. But yeah, let's read some info on it. I don't think I got it on the video yet. Oh yeah, teacher. They're just recreating stuff and whatnot. So that's pretty interesting. All the signatures and the wood that they got in there. But yeah, so at some point they, I don't know, dismantling the building. I'm not sure what they did. I'm not full on reading them, so if you want to, you can. It's more stuff that they found here, which is really neat. Let's go check on the next thing. First, I said I was going to do a little walk around this. So yeah, these are very, very old buildings. It's awesome that they've been taken care of and are still, around. Of course, in an average town, they've got like the neighborhoods with the old 1800s houses, but this is in the middle of nowhere. This is an old town or it wasn't even a town, it was a settlement. It wasn't big enough to be considered a town. But anyway, let's go check this out. But before we do that, right over here, this also used to be another road that went straight through the woods. But again, it's not there now. But let's go check this out. This is where the Haze Tavern was. Used to be there. It's not there anymore, of course. History of it. They were excavating it, of course. A couple of things that they found. A lice comb, I thought that was really interesting. All the chips, the knives, chips of the dishes, I mean to say. A coin. That's awesome. Oh, and they also found a bunch of prehistoric stuff from like Native Americans and whatnot. Speaking of which, down this way, I'll show you. Give me a second. Yeah, down this way, they got another sign. I'll show you. It's really neat. Oh, by the way, that's the Rock River. If you were wondering what river that was, it's still the Rock River. But yeah. So down here, what I wanted to show you, prehistoric camps from Native Americans. It's really interesting, from 1,000 to 8,000 years ago. Found all sorts of kind of things. Bunch of arrowheads and whatnot. Of course, they did some excavating somewhere. Oops. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. I mean, it's a good spot to have a camp. I mean, the water's right there, so makes sense. But anyway, this was Macktown Forest Preserve. And I'll see you in the next one.